Welcome. How we doing? Yo, let's go. Season 1, episode 3 of AfroJam Presents. I'm Zach Constance, also known as AfroZach on Twitch. Beside me right here, we have got the co-founder, co-host of the AfroJam podcast, Mr. Nathan Haberjam, ex-Nathan H on Twitch. How you doing, brother?
Very good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You may notice that the screen's a little bit different this week. There's not enough room for kind of two cameras. That's because we had a bit of a mix-up. Pardon?
There's a distinct lack of a third camera.
Yes, there is indeed. That's because we had a bit of a mix-up with time zones. Now, we were supposed to have a guest on from the United States of America, but we kind of got a bit confused down the line. I think the pigeon lost the mail going across the big bit of water between us, and yeah, we just messed up on some time zones. So we thought we'd take advantage of this and kind of use this podcast to just talk about myself and talk about Nat as well. Let you guys know who your hosts are going forward, because I mean, we've spoke about other people the past few weeks, but and going forward as well, guys, we've got guests booked in. Fingers crossed everyone turns up, that is, until at least the middle of March now. So we need some time for me and you, bro. We need some time for me and you. I've got, if you're watching this live on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube as a backup, I've got a nice bottle of Jim Beam, which if you're not watching live, there you go, you can kind of hear it. Hopefully you can hear it, like shaking. I'm going to be drinking some Jim Beam and Coke. I think, what have you got, Nat?
I've got a case of old malt cider.
Ooh, what flavour?
Raspberry and pineapple.
Oh, yes. I like that one. I do like that one indeed. So yeah.
Never tried it, so.
We just thought, we might as well, rather than postponing this week's episode because we enjoy it that much, we just thought we might as well chat to you about us, really. I mean, just chat to each other. Why the hell not? I mean, I've got some questions down there that I was going to ask our mysterious American guest, which I could ask you if you want, but, I don't think you know much about American politics, so I'll save that one.
Give it a
go. So we'll just... Say again, sorry, bro.
Oh, go on.
So we just kind of wing it, don't we, and kind of go with it how we do. Just quickly before we kind of get into it, I will reiterate again. We did have a guest booked in, but things kind of got, in all seriousness, just a few communications that were tied up. So we are having to just kind of do a bit of a chat between me and myself and Nat, really. So I'm managed to interview Nat, give him the grilling. Give him the whole... I mean, one thing I have noticed for the people that are watching live and on YouTube, you got some sexy new lights in the background.
I have.
Yes, you have. Which, I mean, the stream room is now slowly kind of getting there.
Yeah. Probably 1% out of 100, but off of the back of your recommendation and Scorchy from last week. Check out last week's episode.
Yeah, as well, guys, just a quick one. Oh, shit, you just reminded me. Big news. We're finally on iTunes. We're finally on Apple Podcasts, okay? So you can catch this podcast now, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. Just search for AfroJam Presents, and we are on there, as well as on YouTube as well. We are everywhere, bro. Seriously, everywhere. And it's so good to see. So if you haven't caught up with last week's Scorchy episode, check it out on there. The week before, we did Cabbage as well. Check that out as well. There's some really funny stuff going on in them, which it's such a nice thing, because I mean, in all fairness, bro, me and you sat down one day and we were like, I'd love to just chat to people.
Yeah. Well, we usually sit there, just get drunk and just like, why are we not filming this? Why are we not recording this? Because it's just fun.
You just having a chat. That's what I mean. And the downside is getting me to shut up. I understand that, babe. So that's why I was a bit concerned about doing it. But it's one of them where you find the right guests and you get the right people, and sometimes you don't even need the right people. You just make it as it is, and you just chat away and you kind of get on with it. But nah, man, I can't. We're 3 episodes in. That doesn't sound like a lot, I understand that. It doesn't sound like a lot. But for me, that's big milestones, that, bro. Like, I know it's only 3, but still, like, I was expecting half an hour into the first one being like, yeah.
It's a bit awkward.
Yeah, the weather's nice outside.
3 episodes in to say we only considered this like 4 weeks ago. Like we set it up in a week.
Yeah,
and we got guests booked up until March. That is crazy. And it's
it is
a big, it's a broad scope of people. You've got streamers, you've got musicians, you've got radio presenters.
That's it. Don't get too much away about that one either.
Swearing. Don't forget to do the warning for the swearing.
Damn, yeah. Oh God, my bad. Yeah. Now we are an Apple podcast and across every other podcast outlet. This podcast may contain swear words. If you don't like swear words, don't listen. There we go. I've done the warning. Okay, guys. It had to be done. I'm afraid we kind of got to put it out there that there might be some blue language in there. So it's just kind of how we are. But it's one of them. Without you giving too much away, Nat, like you said, this podcast is not just about gaming and about streaming. All right, we've got bands lined up. So we've got people from bands lined up wanting to come on here, showcase their music, showcase their what gigs they had lined up, but due to COVID can't. We've got radio presenters coming on. Big time radio presenters, I mean, as well, guys. That shit's going to be great. I can't wait for when them come on. We've also got... Sorry, go on.
Is it national radio or is it just still regional?
Yeah, well, DAB. So it's classed as national. Does a lot of regional stuff, but I don't want to go too much into that because I've got so much fun stuff lined up for that. But just a quick one. The guy does a supermarket, which not a lot of people know, and it's hilarious, right? But we'll get into that anyway. Get into that later on down the line. But as well, we've also got people that do acting and panto and things like that lined up. So guys, not just about gaming and streaming. We've got a lot of streamers lined up over the next few weeks. I get that, and that's going to be dope. If you are listening to this back, and you want to get involved, the email address will be down below in the description area, and it is just afrojampodcast@gmail.com. I think. Whatever the email address down below is, just bob us an email in, let us know, we'll get you up on Discord and we can go from there, guys. And we just want to chat to you. But Nat, right? I game with you most days of the week, right? So we play a lot. We kind of know each other really well and all that stuff. And when we're on, we talk a lot about gaming. But you've just, within the past 2 months or so, moved into a new house, got yourself a little dog, had Christmas, had New Year. How was life, bro? How was life as a homeowner now, man?
It seems to all be pointed in the right way, but I feel like a prisoner in my own home, with a wife, with a girlfriend.
Wife? Ooh, wife. Are you trying to tell me something without telling me something here?
No, hey? Definitely not. It feels
I'm gonna clip that, clip it, ship it straight to G. What? The wife? Oh, I like it.
She might even come busting through the door in a minute.
What, like Stone Cold Steve Austin style, just bust through the door, smashing cans together?
Like the Gatorade, from Family Guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. Like, owning a house and moving into a house is it's always a big step. I remember when I first did it, man, it's so expensive as well.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I thought, I had all this money saved up. I thought, it'll be all right, this. No.
Nah. Yeah. It's one of them, man. Like we're currently redoing our bathroom in the house and everything, and I budgeted 2 weekends to do this. Me and her dad, right? Budgeted 2 weekends. We're going to save loads of money doing it ourselves. I'm now 6 weeks deep, and it's not finished. Like honestly, bro, it's like 6 weeks deep. No, it's like 3/4 done, man. It's like 3/4 done, but yeah, because of him working, me working. I use working lightly, but because of the different differences and stuff like that, it's just getting us both in the same room at the same time. Because he works nights, you see, so getting us both in the same room at the same time to do it makes life so hard. But yeah, it's one of them. I've got a working toilet.
Too busy building the podcast.
That's it, man. Too busy planning, you know, getting our preparation and all that stuff. I mean, you're still working, right?
Oh yeah. Key worker.
So key worker, yeah. So you're not being furloughed or anything, which is good because I can imagine for a lot of people it's going to be tough, especially this time of year, like not being able to kind of get out there and get to work with the whole COVID situation. It's not ideal, is it? Let's face it. But we're lucky. Yeah, bro, I've not been furloughed once, man. I've been like straight working. So
just having a week off would be nice.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. It'd be having a week off without having to book it off. But yeah, I count myself lucky the fact that I can get to work and everything. We like self-isolating as a gamer, as a long-term gamer as well. Like I've been gaming, I'm 29 now. I've been gaming probably about 20 years properly and stuff. And like as an average gamer, self-isolating is ideal. It sounds like a dream come true to me.
Self-isolation, that's permission to stream all day.
That's it, bro. Like that's finishing the battle pass on Call of Duty in a week. You know what I mean?
Lock on that door. Sorry, it's self-isolation. See you later. See you in 10 days.
I'm sick, me, man. I've got a fridge freezer at the side of me here, like stocked up. So
that's gonna have to be my next investment, Matt. A fridge freezer.
That's it, bro. It's the best thing in the world. You got to go nowhere for your stuff. Like get you sent a little, like, even if it's like a little bear fridge or something from underneath.
Mini fridge, something like
that. Yeah, man, it's sick. Like, you know what I mean? It's great. But like you say, as a gamer, self-isolating doesn't sound like the hard. I mean, I've not had to do it, but it doesn't sound like the hardest thing in the world for me. It's just going to be a case of coming on and sitting on games. Speaking of which, speaking of games and things like that, what games are you playing at the moment? I know we're playing Warzone a lot together, but when we're not playing Warzone, what are you playing?
I have started getting into Tarkov, you know.
Have you?
From Tarkov. That has been my jam for the last couple of weeks. Between that and Warzone, anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really want to get into Tarkov. I fell out with Warzone, and I mean fell out with it. My dummy and my teddy came out, went out the cot, and I threw it down the stairs so I couldn't reach him. Like I fell out with. I mean, we had fun Friday night. I had hella fun Friday night, but up until then,
because of the recent patch.
That's it. The recent patch kind of sorted it out, but I really want to get into Tarkov. I just can't justify the money for it for what it is. What is it, like 30 quid?
Yeah, it's something like that. But I think like you can get different editions. You get like extra bonus content and stuff. So I think the top one's like 100 quid.
Nah, it's scandalous, man.
The best gear.
Yeah, but it's scandalous. I remember, right? I remember going to school, high school, right? I'd take my games to school with me. These are like Xbox original and Xbox 360 games. Take them to school with me, put them in my backpack. Going to my local game shop and trading them in and hoping to get like 15 quid to buy another game with. Doing that all the time. And just absolutely loving life.
When we were young, because I've got two other brothers, and used to live above a pub, so we'd earn a bit of pocket money, say like on a Saturday. We used to live next door to Woolworths. We'd straight around there, 20 quid would buy you a brand new game.
Yes.
Imagine 20 quid on the game now. 20 quid's not even an indie game. You buy skins. Call of Duty, like that Dr. Disrespect. I play Rogue Company. That's another game I play. That Dr. Disrespect skin. It costs just short of 20 quid.
It's scandalous, isn't it? But this is what I don't understand. It's what I don't understand, especially games like Tarkov. I don't know who produces Tarkov, who develops Tarkov, or anything like that. I don't know much about the game. Is it an indie game?
No, it's not an indie game. It's by like a big developer, right? They're not like Activision size, you know what I mean? Or
yeah, but like this is what I don't.
They are Infinity Ward, but
this is where Epic have shined for me. Why not release free games and take the punt on microtransactions? Battle Pass. You know what I mean? Like that's where look at Fall Guys. Fall Guys is 15 quid or whatever it is. That's the best £15 you can spend. Like it genuinely is for the shit I see. It is the most frustrating game on the planet. I understand that, but like for
£15
what it is,
your blood pressure is going.
Oh, it's so much fun though. Like so much fun. But I know what you're saying like now. Like when new Call of Duty came out, you're expecting 50, 60 pound on a game, which if I
microtransactions
and then microtransactions, which would kill us for, I understand that. But like we're working people, we work full time, right? So we earn a full time wage. Yeah, we've got a house and stuff to pay for, but we could budget into buying a game. You imagine being that 14, 15-year-old kid that's in and out, like that's too old for pocket money, but not old enough to get a job. You imagine like rocking up and being like, Mum, can you give me 50 quid for a game? Nah. I'd have got a belt off my dad. Dad, buys this game 50 quid. Slap. No. Just a side note on that. My dad never beat me as a kid or anything like that. It's just, you know, if I were a dickhead, I'd get it. I deserved it. But yeah, like I'd have never.
Did you have to put that sort of disclaimer in there?
because of the cancel culture nowadays, right? Anything can happen, and I don't want my dad like getting a letter through the door saying you've been summoned to court for beating your son 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, nah, fam. That's not what I'm about. But yeah, like I could never imagine asking my parents for that, for like the whole 50 quid shebang on a new game, for me to not do my homework. Hey dad, give 50 quid to go buy a game that I'm blatantly not going to do my homework for.
50 quid where I could just pour X amount, like not even hours, is it? It's days and weeks into this game. It's become my whole life. Oh, those were the days.
What were your game at school then, bro? Like you're at school, 16 years old. I mean, I'm going back a little bit. You're a little bit younger than I am, so we're probably going to have, I'd say different games, but probably similar as well. Between 14 and 16, you're coming home from school. What's your go-to game?
It's obviously going to be Call of Duty, isn't it? We were saying the other day, didn't we? In our little WhatsApp, we lived through the golden age of Call of Duty.
We did.
The Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, 2, World at War, all them. So,
see, World at War, I didn't dig it, me.
Oh, I dug it.
Nah.
I dug it. That's the zombies. That's where the zombies started.
Yeah, I've never been a zombies fan. Like, never been a zombies fan.
It was different. Like, obviously, zombies. You know, it's a standard sort of tryouts game now, but it was just different. Like, it was unexpected. Like, you'd play to end the game, sit through credits. All of a sudden, you're in this like building being chased by zombies. It was scary to begin with. And then it was like exciting, and everyone found out, and then it just sort of exploded from that. But back to what you said, first game, I just got Xbox Live, so like I had the big hype about multiplayer and everything like that. Call of Duty 4 was my go-to through like high school. So I'd come home, I would sink hours and hours and hours and days and weeks into that game. I would, like I say, put hours into it at 10 prestige.
Yes.
After school, it'd be straight home, bang, straight on that game until I fell asleep.
Yeah, mate, like Modern Warfare 1 was the OG game for me. And it was the game that really, I'm going to say, it's a big thing to say, really changed my life when it came to gaming. Like, I mean, I rocked up from school. I were in a clan, right? We were called the I Love You clan, right?
Oh, those were the days when they used to.
And it was an I, the crocodile kind of, or what bracket's that called? More than? You know, the square shaped one? Not square shaped, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the side was V. The side was V, right? Anyway, I, side was V, number 3, and then a U. But we all had.
Those that want a reference, it's just above your full stop and your comma on your keyboard.
Yes, yeah, one above the comma. That's the one that I'm on about. You can tell how much attention I paid at school because that's just what it is. But yeah, whatever symbol that is, is it the more than? One of them. So we had that, but we all had a different type of U. So I had like a U with like the hyphen above it, like the Spanish U type letter, right? So we all had a different one of them. And we were the boys. We come home from school. We were all about the same age. There were guys down in London and there were us up top. And we used to enter game battle competitions, bro. And like I was a sniper, the Dragunov, sorry, with my jam. Hardcore search and destroy, played nothing else. Never got to 10th prestige because I never prestiged. We just got to 55 first and stayed there, right? Oh, one of them guys. And I'll never forget, I don't know why it sticks into my head. I'll never forget it. I think we were first to 5, was it? First to 5 or 3.
Search and destroy, I can't remember.
I think we were first to 5 or first to 3. Either way, we went into this game and we absolutely dominated them. They killed like 2 people all game, right? Came out afterwards and obviously it's open party, innit? Open mics. There were none of this Xbox Live party. You talked in lobbies and the lobbies were open. And I kid you not, these American guys were just like, oh my God, it's the K3U clan. And I'm like, nah, bro, it's I love you. And they thought that the I and the side was V were a K. So like, oh my God, it's the K3U clan. These guys are great. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Because obviously my balls aren't dropped at the time. You are?
Korean Savage fanboys.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that's what we look like. But bro, that was the day I used to literally come home. My mum would come upstairs and would bring me some tea up and all this, and she'd like, if you've done your own work, I'm like, yeah. Of course, I've done my own work. You know what I mean? I'm there, mate. I haven't blinked in about 4 hours. Sweating. I've got a bottle of Boost at the side of me and a packet of Chili Eat Wave Doritos, and that was my Friday night. Like the healthy diet I had as a gamer growing up. Yes.
Yes.
But
I was the same. You get right involved with like clans, like you say. Mine were called the hardcore, so it was just HC.
Oh,
it'd be like HC nuclear, HC ironic, HC fucking. Oops, I just swore.
I would be disclaiming it. We're all good. You can swear. You sure?
You're not going to get censored?
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yes, like HC ironic, HC nuclear, HC shots, stuff like that.
Were you? Did you grow up right as when you made the names for your gamer tag? I've always been kind of Afro Zach, right? Or before I was Sinister Zach, because my favorite band were Avenged Sevenfold, and my favorite guitarist was Sinister Gates, so I was Sinister Zach, SYNY, and that's how I spelt it. But I had a lot of friends that were like trick shots, but spelt shots, capital S, small h, capital O, small t, capital Z, because if you spelt it with an S, that were too punctual or grammar. It was too correct in the spelling. I can't even think of the word to say for it. You know what I mean? Were you one of them guys?
No, mine were always like a nice, clean name.
See, that surprises me that because you would be for me if I'm making like 360 no scope. Like that'd be
knife head glitch, something stupid like that.
I'm sorry.
I've always preferred a clean name. Like, I don't like the uppercase, lowercase. I've always like 1X or 1Z, something nice and clean. Like I think
it's so hard to read, isn't it?
Yeah, back in the day, mine was something like, you see, Viper Sniper, something like that.
Viper. I see you went with the rhyme, Viper Sniper.
At the time, at like 15, 16, I was like, yeah, that's sick. I'm min,
See, we've got a friend, right? We've got a friend, and I'm not going to name his full name, but I will name his nickname, right? We've got a friend that still to this day goes with the uppercase, lowercase, and his like no aim shot type thing. We're talking about Pinky here, right? Now, Pinky is a friend of mine and Nat's. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy is insanely good. I remember I were on, we played the new Modern Warfare at the time last year. Played some hardcore on Shoothouse. He dropped his first nuke on it. It was insane. The guy's great. But he literally had the name of like No Aims and spelled it with a Z, uppercase, lowercase. And I'm just like, yo, bro, you're not 15 anymore, man. Like, it's £8 to change your name on Xbox. I'm Afro Zach. I don't have an Afro. I get that. But it's not, quick shot 360 noob tube, Zach. Do you know what I mean?
Reminds me of a simpler time. It used to be like text talk, like you are, something like that.
Oh, don't get me started. Right? You're going to get that on a tangent here. There's nothing worse than people misspelling stuff in text talk when it's the same amount of letters. Right?
Gives an example.
Right. You put me on the spot here. You have put me on the spot here. And I'm just trying to think about it because one of our sisters does it. And they'll misspell something and it's the same amount of letters. Right? Us. UZ. It's just put US. Just put US. It's the same. You're not shortening stuff down. Just put US, not UZ. It's not cool. Like is IZ. What?
Does she have like a Nokia 3310?
That's what I don't understand. It's more work.
Like, why are people still doing that? Got a full keyboard there. Like, use it. You'd have to press a button.
Surely it takes longer because of autocorrect. Surely autocorrect puts is not spelled IZ, it's IS. Nah, fam, it's spelled IZ. It's not though, is it?
I'm gonna proper ruin your day. I need a toilet because these beers are going straight through me.
No, that's fine, bro. Get your thing gone. It's all good. I'll talk to myself for a minute.
Keep going.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, so that is just one of them things that really kind of wind me up when it comes down to texting and talking and all that jazz is people that just shorten words that don't need to be shortened, like you are. I just don't understand it. Okay, I'm going to come off my tangent as such now. I'm going to go back to the whole gaming situation. Now, like I said, I started out on Modern Warfare 1, which, like I say, changed my life. It kind of put me into the kind of gamer and the personality that I am now, which, for the better or for the worse, is just kind of what I am. But going forward, I spoke to Nat and asked him the games that he plays, and he plays Rogue Company, plays Tarkov. For me, I'm a sucker for an RPG. So I love my role-playing games, Skyrims, things like that. Loving Cyberpunk at the moment as well. That's my offline, off-stream kind of go-to game. They're just great. I remember when I first upgraded to my PC, I kind of got I got back into GTA and kind of went about it that way and modded it up and loved life on that. So yeah, it's they're the type of things I like to go to and play and go from there. Now, guys, we are live. We are live on Twitch. So if you are listening back on this, look me and Nat up. My name's AfroZach. Links below. His is Nathan H. So when we are live on Twitch, we do get people in chat talking. Now we've got our first ever guest, Mr. Woodard Cabbage, in the chat talking, commenting on the fact how much he likes the lights behind the back of Nathan and how much we've got Mr. Woodard Cabbage in the chat saying how much he likes them and how much he's made an improvement on the 3 blank walls that it was before. So yeah, I was just saying that.
What else do you think should go there?
What else I think for me, I think you need to put just paint the wall a dark colour if you're going to keep them lights up. And I would have them on flashing. I'd have them on constant, personally. These. Yeah.
I said to you, I'm going to spray these black. Or I might even buy some black ones, I don't know. And put some black and white ones up, patterns, I don't know. It's a start.
Sorry, I was finishing my drink. I'm going to pour myself another.
It's off the back of yours and Scotch's recommendations.
Yeah, man. I'd get them up. For the people that can't see, Nat's he's got these panels that are
geometric shapes.
That's the word I'm looking for. To go up a back wall. So he just, like I say, he moved into a new house recently, so his walls are a bit bare. And his
that streamer look, trying to get the streamer room.
Hey, bro, right? As long as what's on camera is tidy, doesn't care what the rest of the room looks like. Trust me. Down here is a mess. Round is organised.
Don't ask me about the cable management. Wow.
Exactly.
Down there. No, I don't even want to look anymore.
So yeah, while you did to the toilet, I was just obviously saying, I asked you about your gaming's about what you like to play at the moment, and your Tarkov, your Road Company, and etc. etc. Just saying that I'm big into my RPGs, like Scotch was saying last week. I'm a sucker for a good role playing game and getting my teeth sunk into it and stuff like that.
You said you played something called Neverwinter. What's that? I meaning to ask you last week.
So Neverwinter is it's a Dungeons and Dragons game. Now, don't let that put you off because it sounds a lot sadder than what it is. All right. So it's a Dungeons and Dragons game. It's a game that is it's an MMORPG. Okay, so it's a massive multiplayer RPG. There's different servers on it and stuff, but there's loads of different maps. Honestly, there's an insane amount of maps on there you can travel to and from. You kind of jump in, create a player.
Make it more like Skyrim? Make it more like Skyrim.
Yeah, it is like sort of. It's obviously it's a little bit like Skyrim, yeah. So you can get mounts on there. So you got horses, you got flying shit. The microtransactions, bro, is what sold me to it because the microtransactions are paid but are accessible unpaid. So like for people like myself, that I'm a sucker for a microtransaction, but at the same time I won't waste a ton of money on them. And you kind of there's so much stuff available in it. Like in chat, I got Wood and Cabbage just saying it's like WoW, but you can mount on things as well. You can fly around on stuff, which it is. When I was looking for a new game, I was looking for a Xbox equivalent to WoW, to World of Warcraft. I'd never played World of Warcraft. I liked the idea of it, but I've always been console up until this past 6 months or so. And I wanted something that would go on that. And honestly, bro, like you come in and you kind of create your class, your race. Each race has got a different kind of abilities. Obviously, you've got your archers, you've got your mages, your wizards, and your big fucking guys with shields and swords and all that stuff. And like you go in and you make them better. And there's a campaign you go through, which is an online campaign. So the guys that have finished it can kind of help you out and not boost you through it as such, but help you kill the stuff that should be hard for you, but easy for them. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm saying the game is fantastic. The game's amazing. And I've had up to date the best streams I've ever had on that game. Some of the best nights I've ever had gaming on that game. The only downside is you can't transfer your accounts over. So like I went from Xbox to PC, moved my Xbox into the living room, and now I just can't really play it that often because I'm always on my PC because it's just a better gaming experience. For me to go back onto Neverwinter, I'm starting again. And if I had not met the people that I've met on the game, I would never have played it for as long as I did or sank. I didn't really play it for like a mega long amount of time. I just sank a shit ton of hours into it. Like, I'm talking, when I got into that game, I went on like regular nights at work. And you know my night shifts, bro. I'm going to work at 8 o'clock and I'm home by 11. And I've got the next day off.
It's not even that. That's generous. You go into work at 8, you're coming home by 8:30.
There we go. And I'm getting the day off the day after. So like, I've got the house to myself. I am getting up at 7 in the morning. I am binging the shit out of Neverwinter right the way through till half an hour before I'm going to bed. It's like 12 hours on Neverwinter alone, right? And I'm with all my American buddies. And these guys, kid you not, bro, I'm streaming with another friend of ours, Mr. Moran. We got on this game first time, yeah, together. We get on it. It's 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish. No, is it? Something along the lines of that anyway. This guy pops up into my chat. He's like, yo, dude, go do this. All right? Helps us out. Yo, go do this. Go do this. Go do this. And he's proper like, anyway, half an hour of his time. He goes like, do you mind if I jump into your party chat? I can't be arsed typing anymore on Twitch. I'm like, yeah, of course you can, bro. You're helping me out. So the guy comes in. Silver Surfer, big up, big love, right? Comes in. It's 3:30 in the morning for him, right? Gets on his main account. Silly high level. He's been playing for 7 or 8 years. I'm like, yo, shit, this guy's the thing. First thing he goes is like, oh, what do you like about this game? I'm like, oh, I love all these fancy shit people are riding around on these, like, not just horses, there's beasts, there's dragons, there's train looking things. And he started showing me all these mounts that he's got. Oh my days, mate, I nearly had an accident in my trousers. I was like, I need this. It makes no difference to your player, but I need it. It looks amazing. Anyway, this guy stays on for us and helps us out until about 9:30 in the morning for him. Binges it. Right, goes to bed, gets up,
guy.
does the exact same for like 3 days straight, and he changed his sleep pattern because the guy's a poker dealer, mate. He goes to like poker tournaments and deals cards twice a month and earns like $4,000. Yeah, right. So all of the time he's on never winning. The guys are never winning now. I can see it on my Discord. The guys are never winning now. All this other time he's jumping into my streams and shit and helping us out, and I'm like, bro, I love you. They invite us to guild. This guild's massive, bro. This guild's fucking huge. Boom. Big man ting. I become hard. You know what I mean? And that's it. Like, that's it. Yeah, I like never
You don't
winner.
fancy doing that all, you don't fancy doing that all over again on PC?
No, because no, because quite frankly, right, I couldn't play with them guys. And that's that. Yeah. He still sends me messages like now saying, "Jim, when you were too cool to play on Xbox." Just send me random bullshit message, and I love it. Like we had some great fun, and the guy that was supposed to be on today he's from America, like I said, and I was gonna try and start some of the arguments that I had with my American friends about the food that they eat and what they call it.
The pronunciation, yeah.
Well, not just that, bro. He says to me one day, does Silver in chat, he's like, "Oh, I had some biscuits and gravy for my for my breakfast." Sorry, I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, biscuits and gravy." I'm like, "Why the fuck have you got digestive biscuits and gravy?" I'm like thinking OXO cubes and shit. Right?
In hobnobs.
Yeah. Turns out a biscuit to them's like a scone and their gravy's sausage gravy, so it's white. Yeah, bro, I pulled that exact same face. Yeah. Exactly.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Biscuits and what?
The biscuits, right. So the biscuits are...
Oh, hold on, slow down. Say this nice and slowly for me. Let me make sure this to biscuits and what?
So their biscuits are like scones, okay? And I'm just Google searching it now, and I'm gonna pull up. And this, yeah. So right. Let me right quickly for people that are watching live. We've got a display capture. Yeah,
you there. You want to?
Right, so
yourself?
For the people that can see this here, this is obviously my my Discord screen here. This is biscuits and gravy. This is biscuits and gravy, right? This is disgusting. This looks, it's sausage gravy, man. Right? Look at it. That's what he thinks biscuits and gravy is. Like, I were never about that. I were never about that. And yeah, for the guys that can't see, that are listening back live, listening back on demand, sorry, it is like a scone with white gravy. And we had about a 45-minute, 50-minute long argument about this shit. And he sent me a recipe over, and I still need to try it. I'll try it one day on podcast, mate. I'll make it. I'll try it one day on podcast.
He sent you a recipe.
Yeah, bro, these guys, like, they either cook everything from scratch, like from the dough to everything from scratch, or they order everything in. There's no in between. It's one or the other.
No. Either nice food or some weird, stupid shit like that.
I must admit though, they sent me through some like homemade taco recipes because like most of the guys are American, so I run with them all the time. And they sent me through some like homemade taco recipes, bro, and they were so nice. They were so damn good, like melt in your mouth.
I don't think any sort of recipe could make up for what you've just showed me.
It looks like stick on a plate.
It does. It does.
And apparently it's like I'm not going to say it's a delicacy over there, but apparently it's one of the most popular dishes.
Thing, like, is that like a regional thing? Where's he from? Like
Texas.
You know
but there's other people like all over America that were in the guild that also they ate the same thing. But me and you go on a night out, yeah. We got a night out to our local city, not town. We get really drunk. We head back in a taxi. We call at a place called Redbeck. Yeah? And we get a breakfast. Get a full English breakfast at 4 in the morning. These guys go out and come home and order that. I know what I'd rather have. a full English breakfast rather than scones and sausage gravy.
Scones and gravy.
It's just mad, isn't it? I said to him, gravy's brown. It's like, no, it's not. I'm like, hey, you see me? If you have gravy that's not brown, it's not gravy. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not.
No, that's weird. Not for me.
Yeah.
Put it in bin.
Yeah, like it's not for me. But it's
something to every day. It's weird.
Exactly. Like your reaction there was my exact reaction when it came down to it. So I mean, I went off on a mass tangent then from talking about Neverwinter for about 20 minutes to talking about biscuit gravy. I want to ask you now. I've been streaming now for nearly a year. I managed to luckily enough hit that affiliate status and kind of stick into a schedule and everything. You're relatively new to streaming. And we've touched on this lightly over the past few weeks. We've asked them guys about the guests, about streaming, about their streams, etc. How have you found streaming this past couple of months, and how since when you kind of started taking it seriously? And also, like, 2021 visions. What's your goals, man? Like, what do you want to be? Where do you want to be?
To be honest, I'm not bothered where I end up with it, as long as I enjoy doing it. Obviously, people watch me. One person watches me. If it's our last downstairs watching me, I'm not bothered as long as I have fun doing it. You know what I mean? And this last month, since I think probably Halloween, when I like started getting like the lights and everything, started taking it a bit more serious. I have enjoyed it. I've always looked forward to setting everything up and doing like starting streams and stuff like that. I'm always asking you and Johnny for tips and stuff like that. Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you set this up? Stuff like that.
I mean,
the lights, for example.
Yeah,
that were something we were talking about recently.
That's it. It's such a big learning curve, and
exactly.
It's strange and surreal seeing yourself play games, like especially when you're on a multi-monitor setup as such, like 2 monitors. You can always see yourself, and some mannerisms that you have when you're streaming and stuff, or when you're gaming in particular, kind of change when you come onto streaming and you've got your camera on you. I mean, I used to slouch so bad. I used to pretty much lay down, man, and like, you know. At one point, I used to smoke I don't want to get myself into shit here. You just smoke myself something that wasn't tobacco, and it put me into a nice mellow place. And
herbal
remedies, yeah, yeah, a bit of the herbal essence type thing. And like, it's not a Joe Rogan podcast, by the way. It's not legal over here. I don't condone any of that. Unless you're in a place where it's legal, in a controlled environment. But I had to kind of stop myself from doing stuff like that, especially on stream, because it made me play even worse than I would play now. And, you know, you don't want to be eyes wide, eyes so shut you can't see. But, you know, you have to change your mannerisms, slouching and stuff like that, and how you kind of pronounce, like, talk about things. Because I've watched back my old streams when Mixer were about, and my first ever streams on Twitch, before I kind of had a camera and stuff. And bro, I used to sit there and play like multiplayer games with you guys and not speak for bare time, and then wonder why I'd have no viewers.
Yeah. Well, me and you we both tried the Mixer thing, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
You think from where you've come from, the Mixer, just like broadcasting your Xbox screen, to what you've got now? 400 plus followers now, or just near thereabouts?
Yeah,
so like
super close. Yeah, like I'm that's it, bro.
Your PC, your mic, your lights.
That's it.
Your social media, all that sort of thing.
That's it. And like, I like you say, we went from that. I had this room was completely different. I had a sofa over here, a TV over there, my Xbox, just going straight up onto Mixer and Twitch, just do the Xbox apps. And it's an addiction setting this room up, bro. Like I still have streams now when I have no people watching, one person watching, 5, 6, 20 people watching at times. I am forever grateful that someone's gone out of their way. It could be one person, like you say, that's gone out of their way to just sit and watch what we're doing. And I love it.
Crazy.
I absolutely love it. I swear that every time I boot my starting now screen up, my mindset is, I am Tim the Tap Man. I am Ninja.
You ever... At what point, like what sort of numbers do you start getting nervous? Because if you to like someone to raid you now with 30,000 viewers, do you think you'd be sat there shaking like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to act, or do you think you just get on with it? Can you contemplate that?
Honestly,
30,000.
Honestly,
like
I think for the first 30 seconds, minute max, I'd have a bit of a stage fright or a bit of a like. It'd be more of a what the kind of happening here. But then I'd thrive on it, bro. Like honestly, I could talk to a wall for an hour and enjoy it. Right, genuinely could.
To quote program, "Talk the legs off a donkey."
That's yes.
Sure.
Yeah, right. I genuinely, I could talk the legs off a donkey, right? And I think if it ever happened to a point where some sort of serious numbers came in, I think it would make me a better person. And like, I used to DJ before lockdown and COVID and all that happened. I used to DJ week in, week out, and I've been lucky enough to DJ in numerous different countries. Okay, and what helped me more than anything was going on a lads' holiday to Faliraki. So me, my best mate who helped me out DJ from day one, is very, very confident and very successful in that industry. And we all, there were 6 of us in total. We took no gear out with us or anything. We ended up going into this bar, got pissed up. This is 2012. This got pissed up, talking to the bar owner, and we're like, yeah, we're DJs over here. We've done this, and this. And he goes, I'll tell you what, as DJs actually called in sick tonight, we've got a mixtape on and we've got a phone party happening. Can you help us out? We're like, well, yeah, of course. We'll, just sort the boys out with some free ale and we'll DJ it for now. It's only a small bar, bro. I'm talking this bar's, it's not a big bar. I'm going to reference bars like where we're from, but I don't want to do that type of thing. But it's not a very big bar. He says, the capacity is maybe 200 people max. All right. So we're in this bar. We DJ this phone party. Me and Dan are like, yeah, we're getting absolutely tanked up. We smash it. We absolutely smash it. I did all the mixing and all the music. He did all the voice work on a microphone because at the time I didn't like talking on a microphone. Don't like the sound of my own voice. Spoke too common. Yeah, right. I thought, nah, not having any of this. Roll on end at night. We'd done 2 hours of this phone party. Come up to us going, right, boys, you can kind of go now if you want. We can't pay you. We'll give you free alcohol. But we've got this beach party coming up in 2 days' time. If you're still in Faliraki, we want to put you two on a slot together on this. And I'm like, yeah, shit, let's do it. Turns out this beach party, the entire strip of Faliraki shuts down. And they all hire a stall on the beach. I've got pictures of this stuff right on my phone somewhere, right? And they all hire a stall on the beach. So every single stall is a different bar prices, different drinks, cocktails and all that stuff. And it's a big like U-shape. 2,000-3,000 people go to this. All of Faliraki goes to it, right? It happens 3 times a year. We want you to DJ a slot on it. So me and Dan are like, yes, let's do this. We'll get on the 9 till 10 slot, opening up, warming up, blah, 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 blah. The guy that owns the bar is one of the people that runs it. Sick. We get there. Nah, they've put us on the 12 till 1 o'clock prime time slot.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm absolutely... This stage they've built is built out like bamboo, mate. Honestly, you get on it and it shakes. Speakers the size of a house, right? Bellowing out. Get up there. I'm absolutely shitting bricks. Honestly, right? We're the worst thing in the world. This was when LMFAO shuffling. Oh no, LMFAO wiggle went out. The wiggle, yeah. And my AfroZac name was starting to come out because I had a big afro. My Dan's like, yes, I'm going to get rid of your stage right now, Zach. Take your shirt off, stand on that speaker. We're going to stop the entire crowd. Get a microphone and we're going to sing to him. Because the elite son, I'm from Yorkshire, I can't sing. Anyway, when it stops and goes wiggle, We stop the entire crowd, get all the lights on this beach, 2,000 people in front of me, and they all, Dan's like, right, I want you all to follow Zach at the front, hands behind your head, and when he starts wiggling, you start wiggling, and we all go, and I'm like, this is not going to work. So I'm going to look like a right twat. You've set me up like a right kipper here. Did it, and it went off electric, mate. It went off. We finished our set and people coming up asking for pictures, and I'm like, bro, I've got 15 followers on Twitter. What, do you know I'm not like anybody? I've been DJing about 18 months, man. What are you? And since then, that were like right. I want that crowd control that he's got. I want to be able to do that. So it was kind of a kick up ass to kind of go, let's just speak and just thrive off. The more people there, the better it is. Just loved it. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. And then again, another tangent of a story that I went off.
Leading from that tangent, do you remember our holiday in Kavos where you opened up for the one and only Charlie Sloth?
Yes.
Radio 1 DJ, Radio 1 Extra DJ, pretty much prime time. What were you, like 9 till...
With the fire in the booth, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like... How many followers has he got on Twitter? Like, how many followers has he got? Stuff like that. Hundreds of thousands.
I like an absolute insane. It was.
But there were 1,000, 2,000 people in that nightclub at the time.
Yeah, in Atlantis at the time. Yeah. It was. I mean, so I went out when I was lucky enough to kind of travel a few different countries, like DJing. Nat and a bunch of friends came out to surprise me while when I was working there. I knew there were a couple coming over, but I didn't realize to the extent that they came over. So I booked a few days off work and everything, but I made sure I knew Nat was a massive Charlie Sloth fan at the time. He's got 237,000 followers, by the way, on Twitter. I've just checked. So I knew a DJ. I don't know how I was warming up for him. The week before, I warmed up for DJ Fresh. I'd done some other big guys. Charlie Sloth were the one because me and you didn't really know each other that well, but we had that shared love of Charlie Sloth and his perfect fire in the booth sound.
We knew each other well. We knew each other to the extent we do now. We were we were friends of friends.
Yeah. So I'm setting up in the afternoon so I could go out and get pissed with you guys. And Charlie walks in and I'm like, actually, 1 minute. The hotel's around the corner where you guys are in. Brings you up. Dan, you know Charlie's manager, come down, bring Nat with you. And I remember your face when you walked in to Atlantis in daytime, and there's just Charlie Sloth.
2 drinks. I walked up to the, it's like, I don't know, like a bar stool or something like that. Walked up, sat down, and comes up, taps me on the shoulder, he goes, can you just come over here for a sec? Turn around, I just see this one guy sat in the corner with this massive Bayern Munich shirt, massive gold chain. But is this guy? No way! Because I didn't know you were DJing that night. He goes, I just want to introduce you to someone. I was like, hello.
He drinks are shaking everywhere, and it's like, and now they're the memories, bro, that I will never, ever, ever forget. And like just seeing your face the first time that you saw Charlie Sloth, and like if you remember when we were warming up, and you guys had all stood up front row, and I'm like, when I say Charlie, you say Sloth, Charlie Sloth, and all crowds going absolutely, drinks are flying everywhere. He's about to come on and start playing his rap music, so I thought, right, I'm going to finish off with a banger, Cha-Cha Slide. Let's go. Yeah, let's get this night going. Let's get this night going swell, shall we? They were the days, mate, for boat parties that we did out there and everything. The booze cruises.
I was so shocked when I seen him there, and I'm like, wow, did not expect that. They're shaking like, I think I said to him, "Oh, big man," my voice is breaking. Yeah,
you don't know what to say to it. Like when I remember the first year we went out. The first year we went, me and Dan went out to Kavos to go see a friend out there. We went out for 10 days. We spent 3 days with him, and then we were covering for a week. Me and him in Rocky's bar up the road, and we were doing that. And then we went to Atlantis afterwards. Dan knew more people than I did out there, so he got us a lot of free entry and stuff in because of the word had spread that we were DJing for him and everything. And we'd finished work. The Atlantis party had finished, so the main act had finished then. And they're like, "Do you want to come and have a drink with the guys afterwards?" We're like, yeah, sound course. So we walk around back of Atlanta. So you remember where the phone party is? Which is like a big AstroTurf area back.
Yeah.
They were like all cordoned off, and there were one table and chair sat in the middle, a few guys, and then me and Dan walked up and went and sat down beside of him. Reggie Yates were there. Reggie Yates had been DJing there, mate. I, at the time, was like you with Charlie Sloth. That's how I was with Reggie Yates. So I am sat down. Dan's this side and me at my right hand side. I am sat like a cat's knacker away from Reggie Yates. I didn't say a word for about 15 minutes.
So they're like,
yeah, because I didn't want to put my foot in it and come across like that type of guy. Sorry, just to come off tangent. Hey, we like to say, guys, we are live on Twitch. My name is AfroZach on Twitch. We've got XNathanH. So we have got a live chat going on. We have just had a nice raid off of SimT12, who is an absolute gem of a guy. Thank you very much for that. I hope you had a great stream as well, buddy. So yeah, going back onto it, I'm sat next to Reggie Yates, bro, and I'm like, nah, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like, this guy, I listened to this guy on Radio 1. He's sat next to me. And then I turned to him, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna be cool. Not spoke 15 minutes. I am gonna be cool now. Turn to him. Hey, Reggie, do you want a drink? I've got a vodka Red Bull. Spare one. Do you want it? The guy sat there drinking orange juice. Teetotal, don't drink. Oh, put my foot in it. You know, ground, eat me up, please. I've been waiting 15 minutes to say one thing to him. Didn't realise the guy don't drink and he's drinking orange juice, and I just offered him a vodka Red Bull. Nice one. He just turned around and went, nah. Yeah.
oh, shit, not bad, did it? Oh.
It was the worst thing was he was mid-conversation. So like, you know when you're like on your phone trying to look cool, so you're basically scrolling through apps that you've never looked through in your life that you've got on your phone, just trying to pass time.
In your calendar. And
yeah. Like I'm looking through my calendar when I don't have a job. There's nothing in my calendar. It's Call of Duty this day, Call of Duty that day, and I might go outside and get some fresh air on this day. I'm just double checking that it's all still booked in, right? I'm like, right, do it now. Are you ready? Do you want a drink? No, I'm good. And then he carries on talking, and I'm like,
okay,
I need to get out of it. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Please. I'm sorry. Like, nah, I mean, that's my claim to fame. Doing that, I mean, for me, it's a massive milestone in life. What is your claim to fame? Oh, no, sorry. My biggest claim to fame is I got killed by Vikstad on Friday night, if I haven't mentioned it already 1,000 times in a tournament. That's my claim to fame. What's your claim to fame?
My claim to fame? I don't think I've got one. I don't think I've got one.
Come on, there must be one. There must be something that you've been out there and you've been a bit shell shocked that you can't believe it's happening. Obviously, there was the whole Charlie Sloth thing, but like where you cannot believe it's happened to you.
I genuinely don't think I've got a claim to fame.
I mean,
I remember the one incident where I didn't realise what I'd done was something like monumentous. We were playing for the Raiders. We played the Bobcats.
Yeah.
I got the play that I was told. I thought, I don't know any different. I'm a big guy. He's a little guy. I'm going to run for him. He's got the ball, quarterback. And I timed that snap to perfection.
Yes, son.
You couldn't get that. I could have tried 1,000,000 times. I wouldn't have got that any better than what I did. A supercomputer couldn't have got that as quick as I got.
Nice.
So snap that ball. As soon as that center snapped that ball, I quarterback caught it. I was 3 yards away from him.
Nice.
I creamed him. Ball went up in there. We caught it. Turnover.
So just the bit of background story there, the Raiders that he's referencing to there. Nat used to play on an American football team, which I coach, called the Not England Raiders. The jersey behind is there. So yeah, that were great. All right, so that's it. I know you claim to fame as such, but that was a moment that you really enjoyed in your life. What is the most embarrassed you've ever felt? Where have you been? You've done something and you've just wanted the ground to open up and swallow you whole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them situations where you're just like, I cannot believe I've just done that. Yeah, I've just done that.
Fucking hell. No, nothing springs to mind again. But I bet there will be something daft. There will be something daft, but nothing like. Maybe I'm traumatized that much by it. I can't remember it anymore. It's been cleansed out my system. I don't know. What have I been proper traumatized by? What's really embarrassing?
So just for the guys that are watching live, I'm watching back on YouTube. It's my little girl's bedtime at this moment in time. So she's just coming to say goodnight to me and singing you guys a song. So Nat, the floor is yours for 5 minutes, son. 2 seconds.
Right. I'm looking at the chat. Johnny, I know you could throw some good photos out of me. And to be honest, that is a very, very good point. It is pressure is on Scorchy. It is. I'm not a big talker. Zach's very much a talker. I'm very much a listener. Johnny, coming back to what you said, that photo you're thinking of, right? Me from Newcastle, that is definitely a low point. That's probably my most embarrassing. That one video. That one might have been a different dimension. You know what I mean? You'll know what I mean. Oh dear. Anyway, what sort of questions do you think I should ask Zach? Yeah, exactly. Do I know the way? Is that one exactly? Oh dear, oh dear.
No pressure, Nat. How was your 5 minutes of fame?
I just were talking to the chat. I've got the most embarrassing thing.
Go for it.
Can you remember a video of me from the lads' night out in Newcastle? The one where Jordan's following me about and I'm like saying, "Do you know the way?"
Personally, no, I don't remember that. No.
Right. Well, I'll not reference it any more than that because it doesn't need to be referenced any more than that. Just imagine me on a different plane of existence, right? Walking about this hotel room, not knowing where I'm going, thinking, something. No, I'm absolutely gone. I'm not myself. Just imagine that.
Oh, right. One of them nights, wasn't it?
All I kept saying is, "Do you know the way?" You know, like the meme, the Knuckles meme.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I kept saying. Saying.
You're a bit like
there's a photo of me. There's my face, which could make it into an emote. Actually, that would be an amazing emote. Probably seen it before. It's just me just looking up into LR.
Yes, I do remember that one. I do remember that one. Indeed. Going back to chat, we have the amazing David Boy Gaming. Just want to do a quick shout out to him. Just starting a new company up, selling sweets and everything. He has asked in chat. I mean, I can see it there with make sure you put this in the podcast. And we're talking about the world opening up and wanting to swallow this. He once wiped his little tinker on their lass's curtains. I mean, that's a line in there. Yeah, that's a mum. I mean, I wonder if she ever knew that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But credit to you there, Davey. There's some balls involved in that, and I mean in more way than one.
Hold on a minute. I want to know more about this story. How do you get in that sort of situation?
Well, I mean,
is he going out of his way just to do it out of spite, or?
I was 16, right? So we don't normally do this for the guys listening back. Sorry, I will keep referencing this, but we don't normally do this where we kind of hit the chat so much. But pod's going really well. The chat's popping off, to be honest with you. So we are kind of taking it back from there. Just quickly, guys, for the people that are in chat, while we go on about this whole situation of David Boy wiping his tinker on some curtains, if you've got any questions for us, feel free to ask away and we will answer them as honest and as open as we can. But you being 16, David, does not excuse you for the fact that you did that. But at the same time, as long as you've washed your hands, I want to shake your hand for it because that takes minerals, does that? That does take minerals to kind of do your business and then finish up on what you've been doing. But Yeah, so at least we've got that out of the way.
Dear.
It wouldn't be a podcast if it didn't turn crude now, would it? So yeah. But going back to memories and you know,
I ask you what your most embarrassing thing was.
my most embarrassing thing was
We've had mine. Public
honestly,
video, public
right?
shaming of me.
Honestly, the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me where I wanted the ground to open up was I was 16, 17-year-old, still living at home. I had a girlfriend at the time. You know, came home from school. We knew we had at least 2.5 hours before my mum came home from work. So things got down to business and, you know, little Zach got his way and all that stuff. And didn't realise, and things went down that way. Didn't realise my mum had an early day, had an early finish. She went to do a big shop. She finished at dinner time, went to do a big shop, came home from big shop. And at the time, though, she liked it with music on. You know what I mean? And then being the mosher that I am, we had some loud music on, some screamo stuff on. So I thought I was safe for 2.5 hours, me. So I didn't hear my mum come through the front door. Anyway, she comes storming upstairs, tell me to turn this music off. Bang, opens door. No covers on, and there's just me there. 17-year-old me, arse naked, getting my end away. And I tell you now, I turned, rolled over to get the quilt and put it over us, and the quilt were on the floor. So there was like an awkward 20 seconds, mate. Awkward 20 seconds or so of just me sat there, pitching a tent without a tent, her laid there, and I'm just like, kill me now, please.
Mum.
Did you get me some Doritos? You know what I mean? Like just try to pass it off a little bit. She just looked, closed door.
Certain websites, that's the start of a film, that.
Yeah. I can imagine it is, but I'll tell you now, like when she left and she shut the door, we didn't move for about 5 minutes, and we just both staring at the door, like, oh fuck. Like I didn't. I'm thinking back at me, like I really don't care. My mum's known me since I was born. So she's seen me, you know, many a time. Not like in that way as such, but she's, you know, she knows me. I felt bad for her because she had to walk past my mum and ask my mum for a lift home that night. My mum had to give her a lift home that night. And yeah, safe to say, things didn't work out between us. You know what I mean? So it was just one of them. So that is my most kind of like, not embarrassing, well, it is embarrassing, but like one of the ground opening up and I wanted to die situations. Yeah, it weren't fantastic.
It would be a better situation if it were your dad. Just walk in. Go on, son, give me some. Smack it.
Come on, my lad.
Lad.
I'll tell you a quick story about my dad. For my 16th birthday, he bought me 144 condoms. So I'd have rather it had been my dad that I walked him.
144.
I say he bought me them. My stepmom worked at NHS, so she's got a box of them. Like literally, she's got a box of them, mate. It will absolutely mad. So yeah, welcome to my world. My name's Zach Constance, by the way. Hi. Yeah, it weren't the best situation I've been in, let's put it that way. But it's been fun. Let's finish up on something else. I can't cabbage. Let's finish up. One more question each, and so we're over by 13 minutes already. That's how good this podcast has been. Over by 13 minutes already. Yeah, let's finish up. One question each. Fire one at me. I'll fire one at you. And anything you want to know. Because don't forget, guys, this is a podcast that me and Nat had planned for in like 2-3 months' time, where we're going to air it all out and get to know us two. We just had some unlucky kind of circumstances hit today where we couldn't get his intended guest on. So it's just kind of me and him chatting away, which I'm not going to lie, I'm loving. And I think it's great, just us two chatting away. But where do you see, it's not going to be an embarrassing question, don't worry. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Life, gaming, streaming, and work. Where do you see yourself?
Life, probably still sat here. Gaming, I'm still playing Warzone. The other ones.
Just in general, life, gaming, streaming, everything. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Like, what, how old are you now? 26, 27?
26.
26, so you'd be 31 years old. Quick maths. Right, where do you see yourself?
See, I'm not in a rush to have any kids or anything like that. You've got kids. I know a lot of lads have got kids. I'm not in a rush to do anything like that. So I can see myself just still being.
I can't imagine you being a father.
Not even getting married. I'm not getting married because I know for a fact that if I do, the stag do's we've been on, the bar was set there and it gradually creeps up after every one. Yep. And if I were to get married or engaged in a few years, the bar would already be there. Far too high for me.
Yep.
Far too high.
I think you, if you ever got married, you would probably hold the record for the quickest marriage to divorce in the Guinness World Records. I don't think you would last the night before your other half turns around and goes, how I've been with you for this long, I'll never know. I'm surprised she stayed with you this long anyway.
Me?
What do I mean?
What sort of insult is that?
I mean, like, a lot of us are punching. A lot of us are punching, right? A lot of us are punching and all that. You're the type of guy that puts a do not disturb sign outside your bedroom door when you're on Xbox so she don't walk in.
Wrong with that?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But she can't. She part owns a house and she can't go into a certain room.
So what? It's my room. It's a man cave. Lock on door.
It's a man cave with fairy lights. It's a man cave with fairy lights. Just 1 second. Where are them fairy lights from? No. Whose fairy lights are there? I can't hear.
I'm not giving you the satisfaction.
She's even giving me the fairy lights, so technically she owns something in that room.
So what?
Exactly. Exactly. That's good though. Like, it's nice to hear you talking about marriage, and the fact that you're interested in getting married and kids and all that stuff. And I think you'd be a dope dad, to be honest with you.
What's the next thing in it? Like, we've got a house. Just family building after that, innit?
I think you'd be the type of family that you see down at park where you're getting told off more than kid.
Probably.
Yeah, like it's whatever. Will you stop doing this, Nathan? Don't feed his child sweets.
A ball comes rolling towards me, rather than kick it back to kids, I just fucking smash it across the field. That's it. Go on then. Fire your worst question at me. I'm open. I'm all ears. You get it up then. Hold on.
Let me get it up. Whoa. I don't want to see that.
Whoa, we're on about yours. Let me talk about mine. Lost it. It was in my notes. It's buried in my notes. Fuck it. How much money you got in your bank?
How much money have I got in my bank?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
In my current or my savings?
Wait a minute, why is Davey still on about that? Back to later.
In my current or my savings?
Both. Collect
both. Yeah. Combined. Do you want to do combined? I think you'd be surprised at this. Yeah, make my calculator out. 1 sec.
Sorry, the one.
£53 at the moment.
No way.
Yeah, mate, £53 at the moment. All money's in kids' savings account.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, no, man, like we're plowing an absolute. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, please feel free. It makes me eat for the next month. Jokes. All the money's going into house at the moment. So yeah, when I get paid for my daytime job, I'll work out what I've got to go out this month. I transfer her the rest of the money that I don't want spare, so I don't spend it, and then she buys stuff at house, like doors and shit, and then I come home and I've got to fit new doors and fit new stuff like that. That's the only reason why it's like at the moment.
£60 on a door handle.
Mate, don't get me started. How much is door stuff? Like, to pay a door, it's like £50 for a door. You open and close it. That's like, it's a piece of wood. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So that is it. Nat, it's been an absolute pleasure as today's podcast. You can find our links below wherever you are listening, whether it's Spotify, Google, Apple Podcast, YouTube if you're watching this back, or back on Twitch. You can find all of our links below for our Twitchers. We both stream most of the time together. We stream various types of games, and we are both trying to make this some sort of career long term. It'd be fantastic if we could do. My name is Zach Constance, also known as AfroJam. He is ex-Nathan H, Nathan AfroJam. So please feel free to stop by. As well, guys, if you do want to get involved on this podcast, drop us an email at afrojampodcast@gmail.com or whatever the link down below is. I can't remember if it's AfroJam Podcast or AfroJam Pod, one of the two. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. We will catch you on the podcast next Sunday with a good friend of ours who's on. I will be streaming Monday, tomorrow. I'll be streaming some Call of Duty tomorrow, probably with Nat and some others. Nat, when are you next streaming?
I might stream after this. Play some Tarkov.
Sweet. If you are about after this, fling by to Nat's stream, drop him a follow and all that jazz. He's pushing you way to affiliate, so let's go from there.
Affiliate.
Anyway, guys, God bless. Peace out. Thank you so much for stopping by on today's podcast. Have a good one.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.